Hello, all you degenerate old schoolers, and welcome back to another episode of The Orb. I'm going to rename this to Super Happy Fun Hour. This is another playoff match. It's not just a playoff match, it's the finals. Let's get pumped up about this. It's the finals of Xpoints Monthly Online, number 42. So the first 41 led all the way up to number 42. We're here. This Super Happy Fun Hour will be over inside of 30 minutes. On the right, we have the heavy hitter out of the Boston metro area, Lucas. Lucas is around and playing in the finals in a lot of shit, I'm not going to lie. He's been mowing down lobster cons. He's been choking people to death in derbies. He's done pretty well, and he's done the same in Xpoints League. So we see him a lot in the finals on Xpoints. And his opponent, Joe. Joe is ready to throw some fisticuffs. I like the name Joe. I use it myself. This is not me. There's more than two of us out there. You'd be surprised. That being said, let's take a look at these deck photos. Here's a quick look at Joe's deck. I mean, mono black. Does this ever make me excited? Black is such a strong color in old school Magic. His points are eaten up by a playset of Mishra's Factories because they're such a pain in the ass to deal with in old school. That eats up 4 of his points, and the other 6 points is buried into the 3 Hymn to Torok. Other than that, start with his creature list. Order the Ebon Hand deals with all white creatures because it's protection from white, and Swords to Plowshares like a pro level 10 boss. Hippies, gotta have a play set of those in there. For 3, you get a 2/2 flyer that discards your opponent's hand, one at a time at random. Gotta love that. And he's got kind of a toolkit of creatures below that: a Black Knight, a Darylor, the Royal Assassin, which is such a bastard. He deals with tapped creatures so well. 1 Initiates of the Ebon Hand, and in case you forget what that does, you can take colorless mana, dump it into the Initiates, and produce black mana. So that makes his Drain Life even more deadly. Or if you throw down a Blood Moon, that knocks out 6 of his land, he can now turn those mountain producing land back into swamps. He's got 3 Sengir Vampire, 2 Suchi, and I love the ramp in here. He doesn't have to spend any points for 4 Dark Rituals. 1 black, and you get on the output 3 black. And that is so important to start quickly here. Turn 1, Dark Rit, Hypnotic Spectre. How classic does that get? A couple Underworld Dreams, play set of Sinkholes. I love this. 2 Paralyze, a Terror, and Aeliopile, all for creature removal. Then 3 Drain Life to either finish off the game, extend the game, or pick up some more creature removal. So I love the mono black deck. I love how sleek and old school this feels. This feels like something that was played around the kitchen table 30 years ago. Once Magic came out, this was a deck you'd see in the very beginning days. So gotta love it. And nice work making it to the very end, the finals with this, Joe. Congratulations. Now let's go take a quick look at Lucas's deck. And here's a look at Lucas's Xpoint deck. It's referred to as Lion Dib Bolt, 4 Savannah Lions, 4 Saren Dibs, and, really 8 bolts. We have Chain Lightnings, 4 of those, 4 bolts, and 4 Psionic Blasts, so he's got the full burn package. Got a play set of Order of Lightbearer. Those do really good work against those black decks and black creatures. Also a play set of Acacian Javelineers. They're just chucking javelins, dealing 1 damage wherever needed at. And that pairs well with all the burn he has out there. I mean, he can side blast something and then chuck a javelin and take down the Juzom with that. How deadly is that? And then same deal with the bolts. I mean, chain lightning, chuck a javelin right into a Sarah Angel, send that bitch straight to the graveyard. He's playing with 2 Disenchant, 1 Swords to Plowshare, and 1 Chaos Orb for removal. He also has a couple Disintegrate, between the Swords and the Disintegrate, those take out those pain-in-the-ass regenerators that we see in Old School. And we see how he buried his points. Ancestral Recall, we know it's up to 5 points. Lucas does not care. I mean, I think it's still worth it at 5 points to jam it in your deck. 1 for 3. You draw that thing, I can't imagine what your win percentage goes to, but it's got to be in the mid to high 70s, if not higher. Especially in Old School Xpoints. 1 recall, because what's better than casting Ancestral Recall once, do it a second time? It doesn't get better than that. A playset of Factories, again, I think at one point they're too hard to pass up on. He has a myriad of dual lands, and I can't help but think that Blood Moon does some damage to him, but because of that, he does also have a playset of Plains in his deck. Lets his Disenchants come back forward. We can see he has 2 more in the sideboard, along with a Divine Offering. Karma, gotta love that. I mean, that plays well against those mono black decks. Second Swords to Plowshares. Sly of Mine, what does that do? But totally disable a COP red. If you're dealing with discard decks, he's got the Psychic Purges. So if he has to discard that, 5 damage straight to your opponent's face. Nothing better than discarding those things to the bin from your opponent. 2 Icy Manipulators, 2 Blue Elemental Blast, couple Artifact Blasts for countering those artifact decks, and 1 Red Elemental Blast. So a very well-rounded deck. Lucas has won the Xpoints monthly with a deck almost identical to this, very close to it, not the exact same card combination, but he's done very, very well in the past with this Lion Dip Bolt deck. So, I've said enough words, let's get on to the games. And here we go with the finals of Xpoint 42. Joe won the Headlock Throat Punch competition, so he's getting to play first. Lucas will be on the draw. They both keep. Joe fires down a Swamp and a Quick Pass. You always want to see some mana ramp. That turn 1 Swamp, Dark Ritual, some Nightmare coming after you. Not Nightmare because he'd only be a 1/1. But look at this. Lucas throws down an Acacian Javelineer. Joe fires back down a Factory. So game's off to a quick start. Lucas in for 1. Joe dropping a 19, and he follows it up with an Order of Lightbeer. So that Pump Knight's a real pain in the ass. Not only is he protection from black, but he can, add in that +1/+0 in that first strike. Joe fires down and attacks Lucas's mana base, gets rid of that plateau. And just a pass after that. And here we go. Pump Knight in. Deals 2 damage. Joe's down to 17. Lucas going to 19 from the City of Brass Tap and plays another Order of Lightbeer. Oh, look at this. Another Mishra's Factory. They can get tough to deal with. Problem for Joe is the Pump Knights are really efficient and can take down factories pretty well, especially with that stupid Acacian Javelineer out there. Willing to throw that 1 point of damage javelin. Yeah, here comes Lucas, sending in the team. Joe's activating, want to offer a trade, but the scary thing is all that burn that Lucas holds. Yeah, so Joe blocks one. Lucas gives it first strike. Doing the dance. Lucas takes another point from the City of Brass. Yeah, last pump, but I think that Javelineer is going to chuck that javelin right in the eye of the Mishal factory worker. Yeah, down that factory goes. What a pain in the ass. And not only that, Lucas's creature stays alive. Do the first strike. Joe will take 2 more points of damage, dropping down to 15 from the other order. And man, losing that land just feels bad. I think you have to do it. That's your only protection from those, from those pump knights, really, in a mono black deck. That or a Chaos Orb. Okay, Joe's swinging back with a Hem, though. This is big. That'll take Locust from 4 cards down to 2. A Disintegrate and a Savannah Lions going to the bend. Both formidable cards that would absolutely come into play. Bad news is, Joe's factory worker, there's no mana left around to both activate and block for him. Yeah, Lucas coming in for 7. Wow, Joe's down to 8. Lucas down to 17. This does not feel good at all. He's got a sucking chest wound. I think he needs to stop the bleeding. And that factory can help. Oh, look at this. Tapping 4 for a Suchi. 4/4. That's a real blocker. Lucas hitting another land drop, though. Yeah, here comes the team again. Suchi blocking an order. It's like 2 pumps. Lucas goes down to 16. And yeah, Joe takes 5, goes down to 3, and a Chain Lightning finishes this off. What a lightning fast way to end game number 1. Lucas is up 1-0. He just was moving quick. And Mono Black just trying to react. Stop some of that bleeding. So these gentlemen will swap out a few cards. I use that term loosely. Not swap out a few cards, but the gentleman part. And we'll get on to game number 2. And here we go with game number 2, Xpoints 42 final. Lucas is up 1-0. Joe's on the play and starts with a mulligan. Better to do that and get the right cards in your hand than wasting all that time hoping you draw into them. He fires down a swamp and a pass. And Lucas shows up with a turn 1 Savannah Lions. Oh, Joe's back on the offensive. Him to Turok. What an efficient 2-for-1. Lucas with 6 in hand, so he's going to lose 33% of his hand. Let's see what Joe grabs here. Another Savannah Lion and an Order of Lightbeer. Order of Lightbeer is a big win. I feel like Joe's creatures are more powerful on average than the Savannah Lion. But nonetheless, here they come in for 2. Putting Joe down to 18 and Lucas on the offensive. Another Savannah Lion followed by a Mishra's Factory. Oh, and look at this. In answer to 1 Savannah Lion, he is terrorized out of play. Joe with a Mishra's Factory on his own. Factory in for another 2. Joe down to 16. Oh, and look at this. A Dim is hitting play. This does not feel well. Joe needs to answer that with a Sengir. Alio piles something. That can shoot a creature. It can shoot a factory right in the face. So it is a real answer. Here we go. Alio pile murdering a Savannah Lions. Lucas taking his first point of blood from the dib down to 19. Joe's on 16, and look at this. Lucas is dropping in for 5. What a kick to the teeth. Joe now down to 11. Again, he needs to figure out a way to quickly stop the bleeding. Some big bad creatures would help. Sinkhole, that's an answer. Tapping another 2, another Alio pile. Lucas ticks on down to 18. Dib it again. Joe down to 8. So still a 10-point difference in life total here. I mean, really, Lucas just needs a burn card or 2 and another attack through the air. Joe hits another land and a Sengir Vampire. This is huge. Exactly what Joe needed. That Sengir is bloodthirsty and loves to eat dibs for breakfast. I mean, it'll just take the dib out back and drown him in his own bottle. Oh, look at this. Second dib in play. That can be a problem, though. For that Sengir, as it can double block. Oh, paralyze. What a move. Tap down that dib. And we got a factory coming in for 2 here. Nice play. Lucas down to 15, and his upkeep he drops to 13 from those dibs. He's going to need to answer those dibs on his own. And look at this karma. What a nightmare. That's 3 damage a turn. Back to Joe. Straight to his face. Oh, that hurts. That puts him on 5. Now he needs to deal with his own swamps. Oh, what a pain in the ass that karma is. He's going to keep his Sengir back for blocking duty. Because he can't let a dib sneak in. But he's only on 5 life, so he's down to just a couple turns with that karma breathing down his throat. Does he have an answer for it? Tapping 2, Sinkhole. Oh, wow. Pro move. Yeah, a little head grab, though. I mean, you're taking down a point a turn, but you're losing your own resources, using your own cards to lose your own resources. But that karma's a nightmare. Look at this. Lucas shoots a lightning bolt to his face. I mean, this is going to be it. Lightning bolt plus karma equals Lucas winning. Xpoints number 42. Yeah.
You're kidding! Judge.
Joe doesn't have another answer. Sitting in a bottle, that would have helped, but just a little behind. Big congratulations to Lucas, the winner of Xpoints number 42. Good job. Nice work, Joe, making it to the very end on that mono black deck. As always, thanks for watching the orb, and there's just a hair bit of bonus content. And because Magic is like doing drugs, only more expensive and more addictive, we have more of it. These 2 swapped out decks. They said this will be in finals for next month, possibly. Or Lucas shoots down a Black Vice. Joe takes 3 right to the face, down to 17. A factory's played. The land tax is played. Joe shows up with an island. And I think he took another 3 from the Vice, so he's already down to 14. Black Vice is, I mean, it's a real big threat in Xpoints. Lucas says, thank you, I'll go grab 3 land with my land tax here. Does a quick little cut, takes his draw. He's netting 4 cards for the turn. Drops a mountain. Taps 2 for an Ankh Mishra. Okay. This is turned into a prison-type nightmare. Joe's going to take another 3 to the face. Black Vice in for 9. He does play on an island. And finds a dib. That's great, but the only downside is he took another 2 from the Anka Mishra. So he's only down to 9. That dib's going to try and come in and kill his ass here shortly. Lucas is just digging through his deck. Grabs another 3 land. He's up to about 18 cards in hand. Plays a Land's Edge and says bye. Wow. The dib didn't even get a chance to try and kill Joe off. That was a quick game. Probably about a perfect hand out of Lucas there. And a slow start for Joe means the game only lasted a few turns. But, as always, thanks for watching The Orb, and have a good night.